Let's take a look at problem number 7. Got x to the fourth plus 24x squared minus 25 equals 0. Now there's other ways you can solve some of these problems, but I'll be very specific. You have to use the calculators / synthetic division method. And the reason why is this is something you would have saw back in the intermediate algebra, and we're not rehashing that at this time. X to the fourth, largest power of x, tells us how many answers we're going to have, so we're going to have 4 answers. So let's go to the calculator. Let's see what we got. So press y equals, press clear, x to the fourth, so x caret 4, plus 24x squared, minus 25. Have to have 0 on y2 again. So we'll do second, trace, choose intersect. Looks like negative 1 and 1. But let's do enter our first curve, enter a second curve, put in negative 1. And sure enough, comes back, tells us negative 1. Let's verify the 1. So do second, trace, choose intersect, enter our first curve, enter our second curve, and I'll put 1 in for the guess. And sure enough, it confirms that. So, calculator told us negative 1 and told us positive 1. Now I'm going to start with the 1. It doesn't matter which one you start with. And I want to plug this in synthetic division. So I got 1, 0, 24, 0, and negative 25. Remember, if your largest power is x to the fourth, you have to have 1 for each one going down. So you have to have an x to the third, an x squared, an x, and our no x, our constant term. So any of the powers you're missing, like we don't have an x to the third yet, put a 0 there. The x we're missing, you have to put a 0 there. Now let's add. 1 plus nothing is 1. Multiply, you always multiply by the number up in the box, but number you just put down here. 1 times 1 is 1. Add. Multiply, 1 times 1 is 1. Add. That gives us 25. Multiply, 1 times 25 is 25. Add. Multiply, 1 times 25 is 25, and add negative 25 plus 25 is 0, which confirms what the calculator already told me, that x equals 1 is my first answer. Now we're going to plug in our second answer in the line we just found. Now keep in mind, this was started with x to the fourth, this is now x to the third. So we'll add, 1 plus nothing's 1. Multiply, negative 1 times 1 is negative 1. Add, 1 and negative 1 is 0. Multiply, negative 1 times 0 is 0. Add, 25 plus 0 is 25. Multiply, negative 1 times 25 is negative 25. And add, 25 and negative 25 is 0. Again, the fact we get a 0 there indicates that, yes, indeed, x equals negative 1 is our second answer. And this is now down to x squared. So we're left with x squared plus 25 equals 0. The 0 here is we're missing our middle term. Perfect example is square root property. I take 25 to the right side, becomes a negative 25. Drop a squared off and put a plus or minus square root around the other side. Now 5 times 5 gives you 25, and the negative in there gives you an I. So our other two answers are x is equal to plus or minus 5i.